forgive, let go. How you do this? A lot of times, like what loved ones would tell me, just think positive, let it go, forgive them. Sometimes even intentions are good and they would say, it's for your own sake, so you don't feel bad because it's just for you, you internalize it. Logically, I get it. I understand in my mind what they're talking about. I understand what forgiveness means. I understand what letting go means. I understand what is not to be too sensitive, or this is the whole things that I am striving to be. I want to have that perspective in life where I don't take things personally into my heart, where the thoughts are just the invitations to see how my life could play out. So, like, logically, I get it. I get it. Until recently, like, I am only right now implementing what I learned, but until I went through the steps that I went, I couldn't get it. I couldn't understand it. And for some reason, anywhere I look, I couldn't get the answer. How do you let go? Like, how do you forgive? Please, somebody tell me. Yes, I want to do this. Yes, this is something I really want. Please, can you somebody tell me? And people would just say, yeah, just let go. You just forgive. I don't think they know how to do those things. Like, I know, like, some of my loved ones tell me that I don't think they did. Like, I'm not truly sure. Like, I don't want to offend anybody, but I, if you don't know specific steps, then how can you just say it? Because what it feels to me, or how it sounds, from the examples that I had throughout our relationships, whenever there's a feelings, what they were trying to do is to suppress my feelings from me. So they would just shove it off, those feelings back into yourself, and just be happy about it, like be positive, kind of, like the what kind of advice is that? Be positive when you're going through something. Yes, I mean, I understand logically. Again, logically, I get it. I understand. It's very good to have this positive outlook. It's going to, elevate your thoughts, elevate how you think of life. Yes, you should implement this kind of things, but it's just that nobody talks about the specific steps to take, so you get to that point where you actually, thinking positively. And for me, it's been up and down like this throughout my life. Sometimes, like, I was able to implement this positive thinking and positive outlook, and it really helped me. Like, I remember the times of my life where it was actually working. I remember the times where I prayed a lot and meditated a lot, and that helped me, until, like, the time I started therapy. I always talk about it, but until I started the therapy, I didn't realize how much of the thoughts, feelings, emotions I suppressed. I didn't realize how much of the things that I was afraid to even uncover within myself. And that just putting things away, just suppressing something, that's not going to resolve anything. I'm not saying that we have to always react and, like, be, whether, I don't know, negative, aggressive, or like, by all means, no. But what I am saying is not to act or react in the way that you self-abandon yourself, where you say, okay, my feelings doesn't matter, I am not the priority, I am not going to notice what's happening with me. I'm going to just shove it back in, and just act like everything is fine. I'm going to take a pill. I don't know, because I strongly believe that people get to in that kind of a dark space in their minds because of the years and years of unresolved conflict within, unresolved childhood trauma, unresolved emotions, feelings that been shoved in, that been stuck in there. Something that has to come out and that we haven't dealt with, we haven't felt, we haven't felt through, that we haven't lived through fully. And so even some of the lessons will come looping back, so you can have a chance again to kind of like, learn it or understand what is this lesson about. A lot of times for me it was a relationship. I thought it was just this unlucky like me, like, oh my gosh, I lucky unlucky me, I always have this kind of a partners that are do this and that and this and that. When I talk about the mm, self abandonment, how I feel, how I react nowadays, like, by all means I'm not trying to say that, oh, these people are, all at fault. Yes, at some point, if there's a disrespect involved, but also I understand that the pattern is what I internalize. It's my thoughts about my life and my thoughts about me. And I attracted those kind of partners, I attracted those kind of people in my life and this kind of situations in general. For all the hurt that I've been through, I never received like a good advice of, okay, you have to take this and this and this steps to so you can let them go, so you can forgive them. Because it's very painful to live with this hurt, and it's very painful to go through, like, ruminate on that hurt. So we just kind of try to forget, and that's what we think is forgive. But I don't think forget and forgive are the same things. I think we don't meant to forget. We meant to forgive. If there's going to be the pattern just continues, how do you look back and connect the dots? For me, that was the greatest things that I could do for myself. That I looked back, I connected the dots, I saw that there's something, similar, and then how it repeats itself, the situations, or maybe the relationships or partners, or me, how I reacted or acted or thought in those situations. And that helped me to realize that in order for me to be this person who I wanted to be, I can't just go and live my life thinking that my life doesn't belong to me, that everything is just happening around me. This is not going to work for me. I have to take control. I have to rewire my brain and tell myself, yes, I do have control over my life. No, it's not that other people control my life. No, I have control over my life. At least over my emotions and feelings and my thoughts, over my inner world. I have control of it. So if there's something that sitting within me, there's a pain and hurt that is really just stuck in there, and that's not letting me to be this happy me, then I have to resolve it for myself. I can't go back. I have to go forward and just remove the obstacles. I can't just jump through, like, I this is not, I mean, I probably could, maybe there's a crane just can put me from A to B, but then I will not gonna learn how to do it for myself. Once the next time there's obstacle, like, I will probably not know what to do in that situation. So I'm really taking this obstacle and I'm really learning how to resolve it, how to solve it, how to get through this obstacle for myself. And for me, those steps were just revolutionary. I can't say that word. Revolutionary. Well, important. The steps were important. I had to just let myself be. I had to let myself be. Let myself experience those experiences. I have to give myself the space. I put so much pressure on myself because I thought I'm doing something wrong, because I thought that there's things I need to fix. Yes, I would like to fix things that are keeping me from being this authentic self, me, being this happy me with a perspective on life where I just positive, loving, where every thought, word, and action comes from the loving place. But as for now, I'm in the process. As for now, I have to take one step at a time. For me, this was very important realization because I always thought that I'm missing something. Everybody's telling me just do this, just forgive, just be happy, just be positive. And I'm like, how do they do that? How do they do that? I didn't know. And I thought that maybe I'm some sort of not understanding in a how would I put it kindly, that I not comprehensive enough to get it, but I get it now. It's just it's very it's whatever works for everybody. That is true, but sometimes not everyone knows what is it exactly forgiveness, because not everybody actually went through. Some people just put their feelings into the shelf or whatever, they suppress their emotions, and then they are good people. I'm not saying that they are bad. For example, they are going through their life. There's good people, good friends, partners, and then one moment snap, like, and then they get angry, like maybe road rage or something, like something gets them really, like, intense emotions from here to here, like, or like they say that they never learn how to self-regulate. I never learned how to even express that anger or this kind of intense emotions. Then I even further from the people who get angry like this, who cannot self-regulate. I even further makes me laugh because, like, for me, it's dealing through this conflict, through observing, placing myself and being in the middle of the situations. It's actually what helping me to realize that this is exactly how you get to the point where you can actually heal and forgive. You have to go through this and feel it, and just kind of just stop just for a second and think, okay, this is how I feel. Okay, this is how they feel. If I say, oh, this is you kind of you see yourself in the other people's eyes as well, because sometimes we mirror each other, especially in the relationship, like we trigger each other, and there's a reason for that as well, why there's conflicts, why we argue, or why there's the obstacles like that can arise in situations. Because for one is everybody tells their own story in their head, what they internalize, what they grew up with, whatever their traumas, whatever they inner story, and we react and act and think from our own perspective and our own story. So if I look for the proof of everybody thinks that I am too much, then I am going to consciously or unconsciously, I will gonna get the proof, because that's what I'm concentrating on. I'm gonna get the proof that yes, I'm going to, I'm unconsciously probably scan for this little expressions of, oh, somebody is, thinking this way about me, somebody's thinking that way about me, which is get to the point where it's like a fulfilling prophecy, as somebody said, which I agree. Closing myself off from relationship is not something that I think will help me, but actually staying and letting everything sink in, to think about the relationship from a different perspective. Not that oh man, this he triggers me so much, or this is happening, which probably is. And I'm not saying that you should stay in any toxic or dangerous relationship. Please be safe. Please do things that are good for your mind, good for you, for your um, safety. Don't stay in the relationships that are destroying you. Don't do that. What I'm talking about, just daily life, like daily things that it happens. Daily life, you know, misunderstandings happens, arguments happens, conflict happens. That's the things that I'm talking about. And daily, like, reactions, daily check-ins with yourself. Why do I feel this way about this? Okay, what is that kind of? That's for me. This is the way I'm working towards the letting go and forgiveness. The situation, for example, that had been really hard for me to forgive, I something that happened that I suppressed right away, and then I was the first person who apologized, and I never really received the validation from neither of the party, because it's in a circle that is friends and relatives, that like everyday circle, that I can't really just cut them off in a way, because that would be the easiest decision, and that is true. But that I still have to keep in contact. But that's then I have to decide for myself what works for me, and then what boundaries to put, you know. And while those boundaries in place, I have to somehow make sure that my healing happens, so I can not always have that in mind where I'm in contact with the people that hurt me. So if you guys resonate with this, hopefully you don't feel as lost as me, thinking how do you forgive, how do you just feel better. And if you stuck in your mind somewhere, trying to think through this problem or solution, also beware that mind sometimes your mind can take you in the woods of your logic, and it's not good to just try to think your way through, because it's fine with sometimes it's not only one solution, sometimes there's different things, and it depends on whatever is going to work for you at the specific moment. If somebody will present to you the whole knowledge of the world, it would be still a knowledge, but the knowledge that lived through, it's something that you integrate, something that you can call yours, something that you can deeply understand at the core of yourself, and be like, oh, this is what it means. It's not just somebody told you do this and that, and this gonna happen. But no, you actually come up with that on your own as well, like, or you followed somebody's advice, or you lived through it, because you can follow advice. It might work for you, or it might not work for you, but then it's still you followed it, not like somebody else's living your life. You're the one who lives your life. You're the one who lives your experiences. You're the one who's learning through your experiences. And that's the main thing. And that's the main thing that for me was such a huge realization, that forgiveness, love and forgiveness and peace and everything is, I understand it, and I want it, and I want this in my life. I want the world to be that kind of a place where we love each other, we understand each other, we validate each other, we forgive each other, we are all happy. I want for everybody like to be like this. I want everybody to be the best version of themselves, to be happiest. I really want that, because I want that for myself. Something that I want for myself, why would I wouldn't want to, when I am the best version of myself, the happiest, why wouldn't I want to see my closest people, my neighbors, the strangers, why wouldn't I want them to be that way? Why wouldn't I, like, it's only natural. It's only natural. If you find this message and if it resonates, know you're not alone, that there is me. Oh, that I'm going through same thing what you go through. If you go through that thing, but take care and don't pressure yourself too much on trying to resolve everything at once.